Hey, what's going on, everybody? What's up? What's up? This is
What's up?
George Herrera and Abigail Herrera
That's me.
with the Queen's Home Team at Keller Williams Realty. So we're doing a follow-up. This is Real Talk with QHT, and we're doing a follow-up to our first conversation on the COVID-19 and how it was impacting how we thought it was going to impact the Queens real estate market. Now we're doing part two since the stimulus bill or the relief bill got passed, and we're going to cover some of that, some of how our business is being handled right now, right?
Yes.
And then we'll try to lighten it up with some other topics that we've been coming across.
Yeah,
Some
and just so
interesting
everyone
things.
knows, we want to make things as informative but light as possible
For sure.
because in such a serious time, we're getting such serious information in other areas. And
Mm-hmm.
so with our podcast, as well as our vlog, if you ever check in on that,
Yep.
we want to make sure that we're keeping things fun and light so that we can bring some happiness, laughter, and just peace to the community.
For sure, yeah.
Yeah,
So
and
hopefully informative and
yeah.
a little bit of fun in there.
Yeah, and we really do hope that during this time, everyone is safe, healthy, well protected, and just
Yeah.
making their household a safe environment and just happy. It's very important to bring
Yeah.
peace and happiness into your life right
And
now.
stay indoors. Don't be rebellious. Now's not the time. stay inside.
And if you do go outside, do like we do. We come inside the house, throw everything off, and then we
Yeah.
just like hide into a closet.
Yes.
No, I'm just kidding though.
Disinfect. All right, so we're going to get started. So we'll kick it off. The first thing we're going to talk about is just how real estate is being handled right now. So I think this whole thing started about 3 weeks ago, maybe.
Yeah.
Right?
In America.
And in the beginning for us, people were still calling on our listings. People were still submitting offers. We were negotiating. I mean, everything was
Business as usual.
business as usual. Now, we're starting to definitely, I mean, I think April you can just throw out the window in terms of productivity and being able to really do what we normally do. We're already seeing the impacts of just, kind of a standstill in our business. What do you think? How's
Yeah.
everything being handled with our clients?
Well, as George mentioned, it's a little bit of a different world right now with real estate, and so what we're doing is, okay, first let's talk about real estate listings, right? Our clients that are that have their house on the market, co-op, condo, residential home on the market, looking to sell right now, and because of the state mandates, agents are actually not allowed to accompany homeowners
can't
to
show,
open doors
yeah.
or buyer or agents who are working with buyers. So the way that real estate's being handled right now, at least here in New York, is that if a client needs to sell and a buyer needs to buy for whatever their personal reasons are, they first have to understand the liability that comes with that.
Yep.
So our office specifically, which is Keller Williams Realty and Jackson Heights,
Mm-hmm.
our office has us signing
Big
off.
ups.
Big ups. Bayside too.
Yeah.
So our office has our clients, buyers and sellers, signing off on waivers so they understand the liability that comes with
Having
moving
other
forward.
people in your house and things like that. Yeah.
So if they agree upon that and they sign off on the waivers, at that point, the agents are not accompanying the buyers nor sellers. The sellers are actually the ones that have to open the door and now allow the buyers directly to enter their homes.
Yeah.
Now, even for vacant properties, which we do have as well, again, agents cannot accompany, which means that owners have to be comfortable with buyers giving their own access to their properties. And again,
Yeah.
it's waivers that are signed off on this. So with individual clients, it's case by case basis, what they prefer, what they're comfortable with. And that's when you have to talk to your real estate agent about
Yeah,
that.
yeah. So it's definitely not business as usual. So
Going
now,
back to that. So
yeah,
I like to
it's,
talk extended.
she'll give you the whole rundown.
I like details.
Yeah. No, but it's definitely most of our listings. So fortunately, we're putting them into contract.
Still,
We just
yes.
negotiated an accepted offer, and we're moving that one into contract. So fortunately, there's only I think 2 or 3 of our actives that I think from right now for April, most likely most of our listings that are active will just remain active and. Once we get back to work, then we'll start to show. But we even have some people calling on a couple of our listings,
Yeah.
and we have to talk to the owner and figure out how do you want to go about this. If it's vacant, it's a little easier because we don't have to, we can provide access, unlock the door, then leave, and then let the agent or the buyer go in. We're getting creative, with our broker's guidance on how we can still manage to sell our properties, but it's definitely not business as usual.
Yeah.
So
And like I
little by
said, I
little,
mean, people are aware of what's going on. They're not naive. In the end,
Yeah.
these are clients that really need to sell or really need to buy for their own personal reasons.
Yeah.
So as long as everything is handled appropriately and with caution, then, we have to figure things out for our clients.
And for new listings, I mean, I don't think anyone is. I mean, we've had some sellers call us just for valuations and things like that, but
Yes.
I don't think you'll be seeing a lot of new listings hitting the market.
Yeah,
And I'm
yeah.
always on top of that, but not a lot of people will be listing, I don't think, in the next month.
By the way, George, you look really nice today. I haven't seen you dressed up in
thank
a
you.
while.
How was your weekend, by the way?
Well, my weekend, we were spring cleaning our bedroom. I have a little area of plants, as you know.
Oh
that I'm,
yeah, Abby started a home
plant-
garden that's
plants.
actually surviving now.
Love it.
That's
Love
like
it.
unheard of. All our plants always die, but they're finally surviving. This is what you needed to grow your green thumb, a COVID quarantine.
Yeah, pretty much to give some love to the plants.
Yeah.
These plants.
How was our weekend?
This
I
weekend,
got
we hung
two
out.
words for you.
What?
Ozark
Oh,
season
great.
3.
Netflix. It's
Just
really good.
Check
by
it
the
out.
way.
Very
Yeah.
good. They came
My
out
mom
the
is
gate
here too.
swinging.
We went to pick her up. Hi, Mom.
Yeah, we have.
Mom, can I have my
Mama
coffee?
Pinelli here.
Mom, can I have my coffee?
hanging
Mom?
out with us.
My coffee. I'll just grab it from you so they don't see you.
Yeah. Hey, you're on the clock here.
Oh, sorry, guys. Hey, back to the podcast.
All right. So next, let's jump into the CARES Act. So this is the CARES Act is the name of the new legislation that
Yes.
passed, the $2.2 trillion relief bill. People are calling it a stimulus, but it's not a stimulus bill. This isn't meant to stimulate anything. It's meant to be relief, emergency relief for all the people that lost their jobs, small business owners, things like that. So
And what does that stand for, George?
So the CARES Act stands for Coronavirus Aid, Relief, and Economic Security Act. Okay? It's over 800 pages long, so this thing is huge. I read it all for you. No. Just kidding. I didn't read that much for you. But we boiled it all down to what I think is the most applicable and relevant to, working class and middle class people.
Yeah.
Most people.
Tell us a little
Right.
bit about it, George.
So the first thing that people know about, I think, is the individual rebates. So the people that are going to be getting checks. And so the checks, just put briefly, right? If you're an individual earning 75,000 or less, so less than 75,000, you're going to get a check for $1,200.
Okay. How often, George?
Just once. This is a one-time check. Okay, so they're actually planning, if they need to, come May, then they might actually do another round of these type of relief packages. But for right now, if you're earning less than 75,000, that's your reported income. So from your tax return, that's what they're using. An individual, you're gonna get a $1,200 check. If you're a couple, right, a married couple filing jointly under 150,000, you're gonna get a $2,400 check.
Okay.
Okay,
All right.
and then for every child, you'll get $500 per child. Okay.
Can we borrow a child from anyone?
Yeah. Anybody got a kid that we can claim as a dependent?
Family, cousins. I
Yeah.
should have brought my 3 nephews with us.
Yeah. So those are the rebates that you're gonna get.
Okay.
They do get phased out. So if you earn over 75, under 99,000, then you still get a check, but it'll be less than the 1,200.
Okay.
And for couples, married couples who file a joint return, it gets phased out, over the, let's see, I'm looking at my paper here in case you're listening. 198,000. So for a couple filing jointly, and 218,000 for a couple filing a joint return with 2 qualifying children, and then it phases out for a single parent with 1 qualifying child at 146,500.
Okay.
So pretty much just up to 100,000 for an individual, you're getting something. up to 200,000 for a married couple who file a joint return. You're getting something.
Okay.
And then for so that's pretty much it. If you're over those thresholds, you won't get anything in
And
this package.
and so what is the purpose? I mean, what when people do get this money, what
Yeah.
does the government want people to do with this money?
So really, I mean, this is a relief bill. So this is really meant for people to stay afloat.
Okay.
Even though in New York City, 1,200 is not paying for much, but it's meant to aid in the relief of your bills, your groceries, your rent, anything like that. So
Yes.
necessities.
Necessities.
That's why it's
Okay.
not stimulus like for spending.
And how are people going to be receiving this money?
So this will be, it'll be if you file your tax return and you do e-filing, and if the IRS has your bank account information on file, you should be getting a direct deposit. If you don't have your information on file with the IRS, then you're going to be getting a check. That might be like 3 weeks from now.
Okay.
So that might take a little bit.
So I know
Yeah.
that you and I were speaking about this yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
I'm all in the details. So I think to
Yeah.
myself, what about for people that moved in the last month or 2 months, and maybe they've had their whatever their filings are with a different location? What would people do then?
Oh, if your address changed?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you would probably want to contact IRS now. Just to make sure they have your up-to-date mailing address.
Yes.
You can update that on irs.gov. You can update your mailing address. So definitely
And
try to take care of that.
I suppose even for people that are expecting checks in the mail, aside of contacting IRS, you can contact where you used to live if possible. If it's in a building, if it's a house,
Yeah,
somehow contact
sure.
the new owners there and let them
In case
know
they get
if they get any
letter
mail.
for you. Yeah. Yeah, that's
Especially-
true.
Yeah.
For sure. And
Okay.
other important thing is that it's based on your adjusted gross income. So it's based on your tax return. If you filed 2019, they're going to use 2019. If you haven't filed your 2019 return, they're going to use 2018. Okay?
All right. That's good
Um,
information. Thanks for putting
Yeah,
this
for sure.
together.
So hopefully that.
Because this was confusing, y'all.
Yeah, no,
I
it's
mean,
confusing.
I'm looking at this information. I'm like, how's the world gonna know this?
Yeah.
You
Most
know, I
people,
mean-
most of these people, if your income is under there, you're just going to get the check or the deposit. So
Yeah.
you'll be good. But some people that are on the border are kind of wondering, am I getting anything or not?
Yeah. Well, thank you, George.
You're welcome.
George, thank you.
You're welcome.
Can we all give thanks to George Herrera?
Okay, let's move on.
I
It's
thank my
my
husband
job.
every day for making me coffee. I mean, I'm gonna
Yes.
thank you for this too.
For sure. I do
All
make
right.
coffee every morning. Okay, so let's
Here
see.
it
The
is.
the credits are not available to anyone who can be claimed as a dependent on someone else's return. So
Okay.
that just in case, I guess if you have college kids or high schoolers working, people like that, if they're a dependent, then no money for you.
Okay.
So let's see. The rebates are fully available to residents of the U.S., including Puerto Rico.
Hey,
all my-
Puerto Rico.
All my Puerto Ricans out there,
¿Cómo
if
está
you
usted?
yeah, you might be getting a check, or if you have family in
Hey.
Puerto Rico, then you might be getting some of this relief package here.
That's awesome.
All right. So we talked about how the payments will go out, right? Mm-hmm. All right. So next,
Oh.
next, let's see.
Wait, I want to do that. Wait, sorry.
All right, we're just tossing papers over here in case you're listening. So for people who lost their job or can't work right now, okay, the states will continue to pay the unemployment, right,
Okay.
to people who qualify. But this bill adds another $600 a week from the federal government. So it's going to
Wow.
be, if you're getting unemployment or if you just signed up, you get approved, you're going to have another 600 on top of whatever you're getting for
Wow.
unemployment, okay? And
Wow.
hopefully, I mean, that to me, hopefully will aid in keeping people afloat, because the unemployment on its own, I don't think would cut it. Definitely not, because most people, especially in New York, I mean, people have high incomes. You
Yeah.
lose a job, you're losing a lot of income. So
Yeah.
hopefully this at least helps. It's another 600 a week. And then the most important part, at least for us agents and independent contractors, the gig economy workers, freelancers.
So out there to our dancers out
Yeah,
there, and
to
artists,
all our dancer friends.
our
So
DJ friends.
this relief package actually included self-employed people, freelancers, independent contractors. So everybody, if you're not able to work right now, you can apply for the It's called pandemic unemployment assistance.
Please write that down.
Yeah, so
Pandemic
unemployment assistance. So you just
assistance.
go to file for unemployment, because
Okay.
under this new relief bill, you won't be able to get regular unemployment, right? Because you don't have an employer that's paying into the system, but you will be able to qualify for this $600 a week, this unemployment assistance that's for this relief package. So dancers, Uber drivers, anyone that gets paid 1099, artists, freelancers, real estate agents, all these people, you should be applying for this so you can get that 600 a week.
My brother-in-law, Jordan.
Yeah, dentist.
He's a dentist. In
Well,
Long
he's a
Island.
business owner, so there's a different package for him.
Oh, so
That's
are we gonna
similar
talk
to
about
us.
that?
Yeah, we'll talk about that.
Yay! I don't know if my eyes are opening wider and wider because of this 600 per week, or if this is new coffee. I mean, this is some.
It
good
is
coffee.
new coffee. Fast forward, counterculture. That's
Oh.
the name of it.
Oh, counterculture.
We're
Cheers, everyone. Good morning.
we're coffee enthusiasts, so
Okay.
yeah, we're very cliche in that sense. We're millennials. Okay.
Well,
Next.
you're a millennial. I'm not that millennial.
right, that's
I'm not that
right.
millennial anymore.
So self-employed, man. All you independent contractors and all our dancers and DJs and people like that, go get that 600 a week.
Yes.
Now
Awesome.
let's see. Self-employed individuals. We talked about that.
Okay.
The unemployment assistance available to individuals who are unemployed or partially unemployed. We did that. These
Okay.
benefits will be administered by the state. So you do file for unemployment through the state.
All right.
Maximum of 39 weeks of assistance that it'll go on for, plus
Wait,
the additional.
Let's stop there for a moment. There's a maximum of 39 weeks of assistance. So what does that tell the world? People, please be mindful about how you're spending your money. Spend it wisely. Make
Yeah.
sure that you're protected with food.
Mm-hmm.
You have the most essential needs. Make sure
Yeah,
that you're
but just cut all your
Cut your
costs right now.
costs.
Keep it simple right now.
Yeah.
For the next 6 months, just buckle down and keep it basic. That way you don't go too crazy and
yeah,
don't,
and
you know.
I think thinking on a grander scheme of things, make sure that you're doing things not only to protect your household, but protect people you're connected with. So,
Yeah.
for example, if you still have a job, continue to pay your rent. That's very important. So that way, if owners don't have to now contact their banks and overwhelm them because they're not getting paid their rent, which essentially they have to pay their mortgage. Everything's just connected in a sense,
100%.
right?
Yeah.
Not in a sense, it is connected. So you want to make sure you're not
Like
overwhelmed.
literally it's connected.
Literally. No,
Yeah.
so, but my point is that you want to make sure that you're not taking advantage of the system. Make sure that you're not overwhelming the system, right?
Yeah, I mean, just apply for your, whatever you qualify for, apply for it, get
Yeah.
the aid, and
Yes.
and be smart about how you use any money and income that's coming in right now, because
Yeah.
we don't know exactly how long this thing is going to take or how long the recovery will take.
Yeah.
So be
Like,
smart about that.
I'm talking to you because you went to buy a pair of shoes the other day.
Yeah. Did
is
I?
it necessary?
Nah,
Wait,
pair of
pants.
jeans.
Oh, see, it was jeans.
Yeah.
Do you really need a new pair of jeans right now? That's what
No,
I'm
you're
talking
right.
about.
You're right. I know. You shut it down anyway.
Sergeant shut down right here.
Yes. So, all right. So we got that, right? So the additional 600 per week for up to 4 months. So I'm
Okay.
assuming that for artists and freelancers, independent contractors, if you get that 600 a week, I'm assuming you'll be able to have it for 4 months. I'm not totally sure on that one,
You know
but
what
you'll
they say
find out
about
from
not assuming.
unemployment. Yeah, but just go to file for your unemployment. They'll fill you in. All right. Next.
And just say we'll continue to bring out good news as we have it. So
Yeah.
we're here to. Well, George is here to give good information.
Yeah.
I'm here to make fun of him.
Yeah. She's always here to make fun of me. All right. So for property owners and homeowners, this is some of the stuff in the package that will impact you. So borrowers of federally backed mortgages can request a forbearance on their payments. So if you have this is almost everybody. Most mortgages are federally backed mortgage loans. So you can go and either, if you haven't gotten notice from your bank already, we already got notification from one of our mortgages, Ally Financial, and for the other one is through Chase. I had to actually look it up, but I found it. They're both offering forbearance. So
That's great.
if you need the forbearance, remember, it's not a forgiving. They're not telling you you don't have to pay this. They're just going to tack it on to the back of your loan.
Okay.
So instead of paying it off in 30 years, it'll be paid off in 30 years and 3 months. You
Yeah.
know, you can just forbear it. And if you need it, you're able to do that. Just contact your bank and you'll be able to do that.
Banks, you have to remember, they want their money.
Yeah, they're going to get it one way or another. But if you do need it, if you want to be safe, or if you did lose a job, if your income isn't there, or if you're like us and you have a multifamily or you have tenants, and if for some reason they're not able to pay, you might actually need the forbearance. So they're
Yeah.
offering that.
That's amazing.
So foreclosures obviously are not happening either for the next like 2 to 4 months.
Okay.
So look into the forbearance.
Okay.
Owners of multifamily properties who were current on their mortgage payments as of February 1st
Okay.
and have
Wait, you throw that in there. Okay.
federally insured assisted or supplemented loans, so Fannie Mae, Freddie Mac, FHA, may request forbearance also. All right. So pretty much everybody, if you have a mortgage, I don't think what they're saying is go and ask for a forbearance. If you aren't able to pay, if you do have a hardship, then go for your forbearance.
Yes.
And some of the banks will require you to show a hardship. So, but at least they're offering that, and a moratorium on eviction filing, so no one can get evicted for the next 120 days, which is another part of it. All right. So the next thing is gonna be for small businesses. All right. So this is gonna
Wait,
be
does anybody have questions?
yeah. Just drop them in the comment section.
Yeah.
We're not live,
I
but we'll
forgot to
check it
mention
later.
that. Let's
Yeah.
talk a little bit about questions before we move on to the next one.
Uh-huh.
If anyone has questions on everything that was discussed so far,
Yeah.
what do they have to do, George?
You can reach us anytime through our website, queenshometeam.com/help. And
Okay.
you can send us a message anytime, anything related to real estate or to this relief package or any questions in general. We'd be
Okay.
happy to help if we can.
All right, great.
Yeah.
I like your tie, by the way. Looks
Thank
nice.
you. Yeah, pink flamingos. We're trying to be festive in these downtimes. All right. So the last thing now is going to be for small businesses. Not the last thing, but one of the last things in the package that we
Okay.
thought would be relevant. For small businesses, they have two programs that they're offering. One is called the Economic Injury Disaster Loan, and another one is a payroll protection plan.
Okay.
All right, so this will be for people like we have one staff member. We're on payroll, but we also have one full-time employee. And so this one really applied to us. As Abby mentioned, her brother-in-law is a dentist. He has staff members. So we were talking about this yesterday of how it'll apply to him. My brother owns a barber shop. He has a staff member. So, you know, small business, anything under 500 employees, they're offering stuff for us here.
Okay.
So the bill provides for $10 billion in grants of up to $10,000 for emergency funds. So that means they're offering for it almost sounds like it's first come, first serve, because I don't think there'll be enough for all those small businesses. But whoever applies for this emergency grant, emergency $10,000 loan, then you'll actually, this one is forgivable. As long as you use it on rent, utilities, payroll, things like that, this $10,000 grant would be forgivable. So we applied for it already. We shared it with the small business owners we know. If you own a small business, even sole proprietors count for this. So if you're a sole proprietor, you can apply for this. So check it out on the SBA.
Wow, that's amazing.
Just Google SBA Economic Disaster Loan and apply, submit all your documents there.
Okay.
So that's that one, right? Now there's $350 billion that's allocated for for the SBA to provide loans, right, to all small businesses under 500 employees to maintain payroll, keep workers on the books, pay for rent, mortgage, debts, things like that. Okay, so this is a huge
Amazing.
relief for small businesses
Yeah.
and small business owners. So there's two of the packages. You can check them out on our website. So this gets really like lengthy, but if you go on our website, queenshometeam.com, I wrote a blog post about it, and it really details it, so
Are
you
you
can
going to
get
be
an
able to
idea.
share that with people too that are not hearing this podcast?
Uh,
How are you going to get it out?
Yeah, it'll be on the description for
Okay.
the YouTube video. And if you're listening on our podcast, just go to queenshometeam.com. You'll
Yeah.
find it.
And
You'll find it
please,
there
please share this information with your friends, your
for
family,
sure.
your coworkers, anyone
Yeah.
you know that can find this of value.
Yes, definitely.
Okay.
So the next one is so the grants, right? We mentioned
Mm-hmm.
that this
Mm-hmm.
gets a little detailed, so just go check it out when you
Mm-hmm.
get a chance.
Mm-hmm.
And then let's see. So the main thing is pretty much that if you keep your employees on payroll, you can qualify for some of these forgivable loans. So like for our employee, our staff member, Anna, what up, Anna?
Hey, Anna.
We're keeping her on payroll because
Yeah.
what the idea is the relief package for small businesses is that if you keep your people on the payroll, then they are going to be willing to forgive some of these loans.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what we're going for. So
Mm-hmm.
we're hoping for that so that we can keep our employee on the payroll and then qualify for these things.
Yeah.
So check that out when you get a chance. All right. Let's see. We're almost up here. Businesses with 500 employees or fewer. We did that. Sole
Yes.
proprietors, independent contractors. You can apply to Google SBA economic disaster loans. Do it now because some of this stuff might be first come, first serve.
Yeah.
They're not going to have enough $10,000 emergency grants for everybody.
Yeah.
So definitely get in there and do that. Then you have, let's see, all of the portion that will be forgivable. Yeah. So that's the key there.
All right.
Now, the last thing for people with student loans, they're actually suspending all payments due on federal student loans for 6 months.
Woo.
I think that's great.
That is amazing.
And I think this is also forbearance. So you're not getting forgiven to not pay it. You still have to pay it, but it will be tacked on. So at least for 6 months, you won't have to make those payments. Interest won't accrue, which is great on those 6 months, and they'll be deemed paid during the forbearance.
All right.
Okay, prohibits negative reporting or involuntary collection if you don't pay.
Oh, wow.
So that's good. So 6 months student loans, you don't have to make those payments. So that's
My
good.
friend Yolanda. Yoli.
Yeah,
This
Yoli,
is
what's
perfect
up,
for
Yoli?
you.
Yeah, no,
Perfect
that's
for you,
great.
Yoli.
You get to save those 6 months. I mean, if you're still working and you get that, then
It's
this is great.
amazing.
So for
Yeah.
some people that are still working and qualify for some of this, it will actually serve as stimulus. For people who lost their job, which is a bunch of people, this actually will just be able to hopefully keep them afloat.
Yeah.
You know, so
That's amazing.
a lot of things in there, you know. So
Okay.
check it out. Check out our blog post, queenshometeam.com. You can check it out. We have some other topics that we wanted to talk about too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do we have time?
I think we have time. Let's see. Let's maybe we cut to a commercial break.
Oh, that sounds cool.
Yeah.
A commercial. Wait. Who's? Maybe my mom can come and tap dance over here.
Yeah. We'll be right back. All right. We're back.
Oh,
Here we go.
sorry. Hey, y'all.
Hello.
Hello there.
Battery was dying there.
Okay.
All right, so we're back. So we obviously covered the CARES Act. We covered how business is being handled now for
Yeah.
us. And the last thing I wanted to talk on or kind of touch on was a few things that I read that seemed to be pretty interesting to me. Maybe you find it interesting, maybe you don't. But nonetheless, we shall continue.
Okay.
So one of the things that I read was that Cheesecake Factory, mattress firms, and Subways, the restaurants, have all told their landlords already that they won't be able to pay April rent.
Oh my goodness.
So you're talking about Cheesecake Factories, all of them, mattress firms, and Subway restaurants have all already.
Subway's, the sandwich company.
Yeah.
Oh my.
They've already told their landlords that they won't be able to make April rent. And so this kind of is a precursor.
This is
you know.
nationwide.
Yeah,
Wow.
they're already, because I guess their reserves, you know, they aren't able to continue on. One thing that I read also about that was that JP Morgan did a study in 2016 of independent restaurants, and they said that independent restaurants typically have enough cash to last only 16 days.
Oh my goodness.
And the average independent retailer only has enough cash to last 19 days. So it kind of puts it into perspective of how quick this thing can how quick we can have a crisis in the retail and restaurant industry,
Oh
because
my
those
goodness.
are low margin businesses as they are, and then you take away a month of no business, going completely to zero all of a sudden. So
I wonder what
we
that will
might start seeing more of this stuff.
what will happen from there. I mean, aside of rent not being paid, I mean, will that crush their industry? Well,
I
not the
mean,
industry, but those
it
companies.
depends, I guess, how this whole thing with the relief bill, how that works out. But yeah, it might make the recovery longer for certain sectors,
That's very sad.
right? And like they say, it's tenant troubles today are landlord's troubles tomorrow.
Oh my goodness.
So even for
Sorry to
residential,
hear that.
yeah, even residential tenants who, if they can't pay, rents, that means landlords might not be able to pay their mortgages, and it can roller coaster. So
Oh wow.
we'll see. We'll see what happens there. I thought that was pretty interesting, though, that those
Yeah.
three chains already have told their landlords that they can't make April
Should have
rent.
went to Cheesecake Factory before this all went
Those
down.
buffalo strips. Oh man.
That bread. The
Yeah.
free bread is so good.
Yeah, the brown bread. That's good.
Yeah. I'm sorry to hear that.
Yeah.
That's terrible.
No, but hopefully they bounce back. Hopefully this relief package helps everybody.
Yeah.
Okay. The other thing was, you want to talk about the other thing that I read?
Uh,
That was interesting?
JP
No,
Morgan.
no,
Oh,
not
sorry.
that one.
All
The
right. Oh, sorry. The next one. Before the coronavirus pandemic. Oh, this is a good one for me. I mean, this is great. Before the coronavirus pandemic, phone calls were considered a cultural relic of yesteryear.
mm-hmm.
But now, as we lock ourselves in our homes, phone calls are picking up.
Yep.
Verizon said it's seen an average of 800 million wireless calls daily on recent weekdays. That's almost 2 times the call volume on Mother's Day.
Yeah.
That is amazing.
What's
That's
your
a,
aha there?
I mean, the aha is that people live in the world of virtual. I'm sorry, not virtual, but
We've been living in
technology,
a digital world,
digital world.
social
Yes,
media,
yes.
texting.
And people don't know how to make phone calls anymore, and that's
Yeah.
what used to be the norm back in the days.
Yeah.
You know, when cell phones didn't exist, or when cell phones were just still new,
Mm-hmm.
or people couldn't afford to get cell phones.
Yeah, yeah.
You
Yeah.
had to make phone calls from a house line.
Yeah.
So I think it's nice for people to make these phone calls because you're reconnecting in a way that has that kind of doesn't exist anymore in a way.
Yeah, and
People
I
don't
guess
talk on the phone.
it goes to show you that in the absence of people interaction,
Mm.
you will pick up the phone. Like, you want to talk to, I mean,
Yeah.
ideally you want to see other people and hang out. And when you take that away, the next best thing is, phone
Voice.
calls and FaceTime and voice. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Mm-hmm.
I guess the texting thing is there because we still have our people interaction. But if you take that away, this goes to show you that people will make calls. People do want to talk to people.
I think that
I mean, we
also.
felt it. It's definitely like,
Yeah.
I'm dying to hang out with our friends and
Yeah.
family and hug people,
Yeah. I think that also what this tells me is that in the world that we live in, everything is so rushed. Everyone's in a hurry,
Yeah.
which is why people are used to texting because you're in a rush.
That's
So
true.
you get to do things also
Yeah.
more. Like even in work,
Mm-hmm.
work has text features does a lot to help expedite what type of work
Yeah.
you're doing, communications. But now that a lot of people have a lot of time in the world, you just want, and on top of that, you can't see anyone because of social distancing. You just want
Yeah.
to hear someone. You want to
I
talk
know.
to someone.
Just give me a hug.
Yeah. You know, that is very interesting.
Yeah.
So,
So that's interesting. So our parting thought for this podcast is that one of the pleasant surprises of this whole COVID-19 situation has been reconnecting with old friends and, actually checking in on people, talking to people, how you doing, FaceTiming with people that you normally don't talk to all the time. And one thing that I read earlier in one of my newsletters that I read is that now might be a good time to scroll through your contact list in your phone and start calling some of those people that would be your best friend if they live in your city. People that live far away that you haven't seen in a while. If they live closer, you would be super close. Just go through your contact list, check in with people.
that's cool.
Yeah,
Well,
that's
this
a
was
parting thought of the day.
So
What
sad of that. I
else?
hope
Any
that,
parting thought? Any parting thought from you?
parting thought is, make sure that you are working out,
Mm-hmm.
whatever you can do to exercise
Yeah.
because you have to maintain your
Skip a
health.
meal.
Yeah, that's a cool one.
Skip a meal
Yeah.
because we're in this. I think all of April for sure is out the window. You're
Yeah.
home. Hopefully in May, hopefully we start getting back to normal, but who knows?
Yeah.
So
So right now,
skip a
just
meal. It might help you feel better. It's helped us.
avoid those late night chips.
Yeah.
Like last night, I ate half a bag of popcorn. It's terrible. Actually, I've been eating a bag of popcorn almost
Abby's
every
been eating
day.
popcorn every night. She's gonna turn into a popcorn.
I'm gonna look like a chipmunk the next podcast. If anyone's watching this podcast, my cheeks are just gonna get bigger and bigger. like I'm storing.
What about
storing
my
them in
hair? I'm
cheeks.
gonna start growing a fro.
Oh wow!
I
Yeah,
don't know
you
what
are.
to do.
Yeah.
2 weeks from now, we might not be filming these podcasts anymore.
Oh my God! You know what's really
It'll
funny?
be all audio.
A lot of people I speak to now, like women, they can't get their hair colored, they can't get their nails
Oh
done.
lordy! Oh, those roots are
They-
coming out, huh?
They can't get pedicures,
Oh no!
eyelashes.
Toes are busted right now.
I recently be getting my eyelashes done. Half of them.
Oh man! Good thing.
Half
Good
of them
thing.
fell
Good thing everybody's locked up. Then it would really be like a scary movie.
It's hilarious.
Oh yeah, no, it's
Oh,
funny.
my goodness.
It's funny, not funny.
Yeah.
For everybody who has lost a job or had any income, impact on their income,
Yeah.
we hope this relief package does help a lot of people. And
And we
find
hope that our jokes are making you laugh a little bit
Yeah.
and bringing some light into your world.
find ways to stay productive, touch
Yeah.
base with people. If you had some ideas and projects that you haven't been working on, work on them. That's
Yeah.
what we're doing. This podcast is a project that we've been wanting to do. We're finally doing it. So
And
You know,
find out a
do
way
your
to
best.
shift with the shift in the end.
Yeah.
Whatever is going on in the world right now, no matter what, after you get through your moment of the panic attack, you still have to figure out
Yeah.
figure out what you need to do to continue to move forward.
yeah,
So,
for sure.
keep things peaceful in your household. Don't let your anxieties get the best of you
Yeah.
because it's not helpful for you nor anyone in your household.
Mhm.
So, just make sure you find a way to be at peace and be happy.
Yeah.
Because we'll all get through this somehow, some way. And,
Yep.
just do what you can to be happy. Be at peace.
Be at peace. Stay
Yeah.
safe.
Yeah.
Take care of each other. Touch base with each other. And feel free to reach out to us if you ever have a question,
Yes.
want to talk to the Queens Home Team, queenshometeam.com/help or queenshometeam.com, and you'll find all of our information there. You can
Yeah.
reach out to any of us.
And let us know what you think so far about these podcasts. If you
Yeah.
have any requests,
Yeah.
any
Just drop
any song requests,
Drop them
just
in the
let us
comments
know.
below.
We'll be happy to, add you, maybe give you a shout out in our next podcast. But
For sure.
let us know what you think about the podcast so far. We'd love to hear from you.
Yeah. Leave
Thanks
us a
for
rating
tuning
there.
in.
Thanks for tuning in, guys, and be safe. Have a great week. We'll talk to you soon.
Peace.
Take care.